All right, Fuck, did I shake the camera? All right, wonderful. Welcome back. Right, if you're new to my channel, I'm Viggy. I'm embarking on the journey to become one of the greatest artists of all time by practicing only what draftsmen. I have a list. Sorry, draftsmen practice, which is fundamentals. Right, utilizing things like artwad, link in description, their methods, which is primarily that broken draw. Right, for the penultimate goal of creating the Animorphs manga. I'm also testing my intro and to see which one seems to resonate. Either way, whatever. Fucking like, subscribe, or don't, but preferably all three. Anyways, yes, I'm continuing onward with line practice, warming up because I'm garbage, as per the title, right? And let's get to it. Right, really focusing on the quality of the line. The thinness is the main. Why the fuck do I have a lisp? Lisp when I talk specifically on camera? Is it a nervous tick? Or am I just a country hick? Yuck! It might be the second. The latter? Not the second. What the fuck am I saying? But yeah, I'm practicing lines, retarded commentary aside. And I'm really focusing on the thinness of the lines. Right, that's the primary modus operandi. Not that that makes sense. But yeah, that's the main thing I'm practicing. How many ways can you say the same shit over and over? We're about to find out. That is what I'm practicing. Wonderful. So, oh yeah, draw along. Take out your pen or pencil, but preferably pen, because it will force you to think and build confidence. This is a delayed gratification channel. We do our best to think as hard as we can, to focus with purpose and intent, and to improve, and to enjoy the process of learning with all its difficulties and discomforts. Right? If you're not uncomfortable, you're not learning. Simple as that. Right? So that's what we do, or that's what I do, and hopefully people are doing that. Right? Nobody fucking ever comments on this damn channel anyways. Or even if I do have fans, they don't seem to ever confirm nor deny whether my commentary is helping them, my thought processes. So honestly, I'm just fucking blind in this entire endeavor. I have absolutely zero idea whether the quality of my content, the quote unquote quality of my content, is good. Ooh, that's a good line. Okay, right now I'm just really focusing on making clean line work, right? Because the thing is, the better your lines, the more you can get away with as well, right? If you have messy lines, it's hard to score a goal. But if you have Ronaldo lines, well then, you might be a bit aggressive and a bit of an asshat and everybody hates you, but your ego will carry your penmanship. So, there's a lesson for the youngins out there. But that was a shit joke. That was a fucking garbage joke. Okay, let's do this. See, because that creates really thick lines. So now I know this angle I also struggle with. When it comes to penmanship, what about this? Oh, I definitely struggle with this. And don't worry, I'll get to creating the shapes you see later. I just want to practice these lines a little bit before I continue onwards. Yeah, see, definitely struggle with this angle because none of them are really consistent. There's a lot of empty spaces occurring. Cool. Maybe just fill up this entire area. Right. Maybe I could even do tiny lines like this. Fuck, that was a fuck up. The only thing about these tiny ass lines that you make is it's literally gonna make you blind, I swear. Because I cannot see that fucking well clearly. God damn. But these small lines are actually, I think, great for textures. Right, for texturing work. Can genuinely be quite the help. You see, I left way too big of a gap. So probably I could fill it in now with even tinier lines. See, I fucking lost focus for a sec. I don't even know where I am. This shit's too small, and they're all errors. Of course, error. There you go. Jesus. And maybe we'll do another set of tiny lines right here. It's all about mind-muscle connection, right? Fine motor skills. A lot of that is what art is. So it's important to respect that, in the sense that you have to acknowledge exactly where you stand. Right? You can't lie to yourself. Art is a skill that it's almost impossible to fraud. Right? You can fraud a good essay nowadays, especially with good old GPT, but you can't fraud good art, not with your own hands. That's probably why a lot of people like AI art, right? By people, I mean people who just like the convenience and the ease of it. And I've seen so many fucking retarded comments where they're like, great, this evens the playing field. Now we too have the talent. I want to smack those fuckers right in the face. Talent? Are you fucking kidding me? Does this look like talent to you? God damn it, you dumb piece of shite. But I'm not angry, I'm irate. Extravagantly so. But I'm not angry. Why don't we do a bent cylinder? See, I struggle with holding my pen like so. Some extreme foreshortening added for no reason. It doesn't even look, it's not accurate. But now I can practice my contour lines. Of course, this is clearly the size that's comfortable for me to draw in, but that's why I will draw much bigger. I'm going to do something that big over here. Cylinders are a great way to practice your lines as well because it's curved, right? It's basically just a C curve. Okay, that's not curved enough. Okay, now what's happening here? Oh, that line was a fuck up. There you go. Then we do it again. I think this is pretty accurate though, in terms of the contours that are turning for this, for the cylinder, right? The infinite ellipses of sorts. My sister was watching Shrek yesterday, and that fucking song by Eddie Murphy, Donkey is stuck in my head. On the road again. Fucking piece of shit. Donkey is actually so goddamn annoying. He's so cute, but he's so fucking annoying. I can see why Shrek wanted to strangle him multiple times. If that shit came out today, everybody would be quick to be like, it seems like Donkey exhibits symptoms of ADHD. Perhaps he also has post-traumatic stress disorder because of the woman who kept him. Right? They'd probably microanalyze the shit out of it just to give him a condition that doesn't exist in universe. I have to be careful with my words. If I say it doesn't exist, the fucking ADHD crowd will be after me. Will they be after me though? They obviously struggle with task initiation. They'll be after me soon. Soon enough, they too will come after me. But it may take a few days or weeks of indecision and overthinking. But at one point, I will receive an angry letter, and most of it will be written with the left hand, if my knowledge is accurate. Yeah, I have quite a few friends who have ADHD. They're all retarded. It's like a different breed of retard, you know? There's, what is it? There's the fucking... What's the word I'm looking for? Neurotypical. There's neurotypical retarded, which is just fucking brainless zombies. And then there's neurodivergent, which is too much brain. It's like 10 out of 10 int, 0 out of 10 conscientiousness. That's what one of my friends is. He's so fucking smart. But unfortunately, he really struggles with taking action. Right, but I'm proud of him. He's done a lot for himself. Like being alive and not being unalive. Here you go, practice some curves. I do wonder though, I'm clearly not neurotypical, nor am I neurodivergent. So what type of retard am I? My friends just call me autistic. But am I autistic? I was born premature, so there's 2 months early actually, so there's literally fucking 60 days of brain development that I'm missing, so clearly there's something afoot. My mom says I'm special. Right after she beats me for not doing anything with my life. You know, after that she's like, oh, you're a special child. So that fake sympathy makes me feel as if the beating was deserved and a good thing. Damn, these lines are so bad. It's beautiful. I gotta focus more. They're really like, they're really skipping a lot, right? Even here. So we know, yes, it's really skipping a lot, so I know that this position in general, similar to cowgirl, has quite a bit of friction. Perhaps too much friction. Okay, I'm gonna rest my brain, and I encourage you to do the same. But I'm not a rapper. I'm not really, I don't think that rhymed. Fuck. I'm back. I'm back. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, what excites me more about this channel than anything is how 5 years from now I'm actually just gonna be such a good fucking artist, and then all of this will become valuable, and people will see the merit in the things I did, and the people I did, and the restraining orders I had to avoid. You'll all see. But more, oh, this is a fucky angle. This right here, the way I have to hold my pen. Oh yeah, buddy, let's go. Man, that was really hard. Now I have to teach myself proportion all over again. That wasn't too bad. And now to bring you back. Oh, I overestimated it again, just like that. So clearly I have a problem with closing off the cylinder, right? Which is good to know. So it's getting better, but that was too much of a curve, way too much of a curve. If you are a fan of mine, I'm curious. I highly doubt you'll respond or have even gotten this far, or will even comment or anything of the sort, because none of you fuckers comment. Plus, I have very little subs. It's surprising I have as much of a community as I do, but I am curious. Right, what are your favorite things to draw? For me right now, it's mainly like helmets, guns. Well, I love to draw anything, to be honest. But yeah, I really, really like drawing guns and helmets right now because hard surface is difficult, and I like the challenge. And I just think those shapes look really interesting and cool. That's the biggest thing, is I think the shapes look really, really cool, actually, yeah. So I'm curious, what do you like to draw? Right? And do you avoid your responsibilities with the fundamentals? Do you cope? that form and perspective are not as important. You can cope now, but again, 5 years from now, when I'm really, really good. That's what every artist says, right? When I get good, guys. Yes, when I get good, guys, then you'll understand exactly the merit and the purpose of all my practice. Because nobody gives a shit about the beginner. In the sense that, okay, you're arts beginner, we don't care. If it's not excellent, it's not in my sight. What if once everything you put down is excellent? What then? Well, clearly there are greater heights to achieve. You know, CN Tower, Burj Khalifa, I think they're making a new one. There's always somewhere to go. Be the Burj Khalifa that your Mia Khalifa couldn't. Don't get spit roasted. Make the roast instead. I don't know what any of this means. I'm just stringing two words together. Sometimes tree. Alright, there is that one commenter, Parket. I guess he really likes my hashtag VeggieFam shit. He pulled up on my stream yesterday and he just said he found me really funny. And I appreciated that. But he's like, my girlfriend doesn't know I watch you. Bro, well, am I really that fucking channel that you have to hide? Am I the fucking Andrew Tate of art or some shit? What the fuck? Right? You can't have your girlfriend know you watch me, bro? What do you mean? Get her interested in art as well. Or at the very least, have her be a dead sub. That'd be great. My entire channel apparently is dead subs. Fucking 20 to 40 views a video, you pieces of shits. What are you doing? I hate every single one of you. Like, subscribe, give me money, thank you. Ooh. Oh, that's way too thick. There is a limit to thickness, especially with line. Perhaps with women. I think 300 pounds is my limit. After that, it goes into the Jabba the Hutt territory. Okay, this looks pretty decent. Again, I'm just trying to reinforce the fact that these are essentially infinite ellipses in space, right? So this may not be perfect, but I've stopped aiming for perfection and I'm striving for godhood. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, that's a mistake, which is good, right? This is also a really good practice for proportions, right? And consistency and symmetry. See, these lines are all fuck ups. Because it keeps skipping, right? Okay, cool. What shape should I draw next? Let's see. Well, how much time has elapsed? 18 minutes? Nice. Lots of time, lots of time. Jesus, what the fuck? Okay. Why don't I draw a box, as we always do? But this time I shall do it... That's a difficult angle. I'm not gonna go over those lines, I should stop that. See, that's not bad. That has errors. Errors. So we could just leave this as a normal box, because clearly these lines in general, from this angle, prove to be difficult, right? There you go. How the fuck am I gonna do this? Cool. Just a normal box from below, right? Vanishing point here, vanishing point there, vanishing point up here somewhere. But this is pretty much parallel over here. This one's converging, this one's pretty parallel. So yeah. Technically, a relatively, I guess if we're going by technicality, it's not really the most correct of boxes, but and now I have to keep that slight convergence in mind as I create these form indications, right? Fuck, the thing is, personally, I do feel as if I don't deserve this little break I'm giving myself, in the sense that I'm not thinking about perspective so much. Because I've been drilling form a lot over the past month and a half, especially with crazy scooters, especially with the guns, right? Everything, imagination drawing, but especially with those. So, this little break I'm giving myself with line, while yes, it's a break from that, it's also not a break because now I have an entirely different skill to again focus like a complete autist on, which is line quality and how I hold my pen and how thin I can make these lines. But you see there's a definite improvement because these are the lines I was making before with a fresh pen, right? These ones, they're so thick in comparison when you compare it to this. So yeah, practicing the gun, especially the C22, just the top half part, and specifically trying to draw it small and have really thin lines helped tremendously because I can literally do that now, right? Super thin lines. And again, this level of consistency even more so is what Kim Jong-gi can do, or could do, rest in peace. Fucking every time I just watch his art, man, truly just someone who loved it. He was in love with this beautiful, beautiful skill. And that's why he was master of line. I actually just ordered a sketchbook. It should be arriving today. What the fuck? I just realized where hasn't arrived yet. But I ordered a little portable sketch pad. And I'm going to use that whenever in all my downtime. So like anytime I'm like, no, I'm not drawing, but I'm not quote unquote mentally prepared or whatever to do like a full 1 hour bout, I'm just gonna use it as a nice means to doodle. I think it's gonna be really helpful because not doodle, sorry, genuine practice still, but that can add up. Imagine doing that for just 10 minutes at a time, 5 times a day, right? That's an extra hour almost, right? You don't even mean to, but just because you're like, oh, everybody has random 10 minutes in the day that they aren't aware that they have, right? Or that consists of a little bit of sort of in-between time. I should have done it. No, this is fine actually, because this is still difficult. Jeez, that was a really wonky line. That one I messed up too. This one right here, the first one. But yeah, everyone has a little bit of time, and if I can just utilize that little bit of time to just focus on some random fundamentals, right? Or just honestly, I could just use it to really just continue try to drill crazy scooters in my off time, right? Or my non-recording time, quote unquote. That could be great. Because really, at the end of the day, I just want to be able to always visualize the box, no matter what. Like that's the big penultimate goal for me, right? Just like Master Kim. And I will be able to do it because art is a skill, not a gift, not something you're born with. Again, I want to clarify. You can, and many people are born with slightly better observation, slightly better hand-eye coordination, slightly better understanding of color. These are affinities, right? Affinity plus natural interest equals talent, in the sense that obviously a natural interest will nurture the affinity, but you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who, let's say at the arbitrary age, at the age of 5, already has extremely fine hand-eye coordination, motor control skills, right? And understands perspective and form like I do right now. Not even like Master Kim, but let's just say at 5 years old, somebody understands and is able to draw all this shit. Be extremely hard pressed, right? At that point, it's just a gifted genius. But even Mr. or Master Kim Jong-il says he was not gifted or a prodigy. He was just average. And it's true in the sense that his progress was very linear. And he failed to draw things thousands of times. Just listen to his interviews. He literally says he fucking, like when he was younger, let's say like childhood to teen years to early adult years, he failed to draw things so many times. It took him 20 years to be able to draw any form in any orientation. He was like confident with that. 27 years, or no, 22 years, from the age of 5 to 27, yeah. You'll get that from the Proco video, right? How to draw from imagination, Kim Jong-il. I believe that's where he talks about it. Man, 22 years. That means for me to achieve that level of fidelity and ability, it'll take till, what the fuck, when did I start? 25? It'll take me till 47. Okay? And that's completely fine. And again, like I repeat this a lot, but for anybody who's new, who doesn't know, Kim Jong-il was a prodigy in the sense that he was obsessed with art. I listened to this art podcast, and they mentioned that there's actually, funny enough, a very clear distinction between art prodigies and those who are, I guess, any other types of prodigies, like chess prodigies or whatever, in that, in general, but especially with art, prodigies are just obsessed. They're obsessed. And guess what? As long as Kim Jong-il could remember, he himself has said he was obsessed with recreating the world in line. Right? What does that tell you? That his obsession drove him to pursue mastery over the course of his lifetime. Plus, he loved it. He was obsessed with, he breathed, whatever. He oxygenated. What the fuck? Is that oxygenating? I don't fucking know. He exhaled art. Like that shit was his life. And I love art. But I know I don't love it as much as Master Kim did. I obviously love it enough to attempt to be one of the greatest of all time. But at the same time, I don't have the time that perhaps... Okay, let me rephrase this. I will not be able to utilize my time the way he did. Because I have a career and a job and things to think about. He had the liberty of starting young, so he was able to go into art school young. He was able to learn a lot of things young. I have money to make. This channel isn't going to take off anytime soon. But once I can make money off this channel, leech off my audience, that is you. Of course, by leeching off, I mean, at one point I will make a course and I'll sell it and I'll make it $5 billion. So I just need one very wealthy individual to buy it and I'll be set. Well, I do want to educate, obviously. I do want to give back to the community. It's the main thing I want to do is show... I think this channel already is giving back to the community, to be honest, because it's showing the art progress and process, right? Like, I think I'm pretty fucking honest about what I practice, why I practice it, how it's been helping me. So that should already be pretty good value. But for all you cunts out there who think this isn't enough, I do have a beginner to advanced beginner course in mind, which, funny enough, will teach you exactly what I'm doing right now. But more. I know there's a lot of idiots out there who just don't want to do the trial and error for themselves, right? And you just want to be told what to do. That's exactly what that course is going to be, because I'm one of those idiots, right? Fuck finding shit out for myself. Just tell me what to do. Tell me... It's going to be for the type of person that's like me. Just tell me what to do, tell me how many times to do it, and tell me how it benefits me, and give me examples, and I'll do it, right? That's why I do all this, because I know this works. But anyways, that wasn't so bad, considering it was a very difficult angle. But let's do this now. Okay, that is way too easy. Yeah, that's way too easy. This less so. But again, you can see my hand is so fucking awkwardly placed that it's still not bad. Yeah, way too easy. I'm gonna do this because I struggle with this the most, right? Pushing outward with my thumb and my finger in this diagonal direction has been the most difficult. Apparently not so much, what the fuck, because I'm chilling here. But Oh, see, but keeping it consistent is also something I gotta think about. Keeping it straight as well. Which in this day and age I think is a crime. So let me actually try adding some curves. Didn't even mean to do it, but this is what shit skill will get you. Wait, what was I saying? Yeah, Master Kim Jong-il, again, just people like him, Peter Han. I'm sure there are more. I'm sure there's fucking thousands of Southeast Asians and East Asian artists who are fucking incredible as well, but obviously they're not in my radar because I use Instagram and it's all, I guess, my algorithm only shows me Western stuff, probably. Although there are a lot of East Asian artists that have been getting recommended to me, which is nice. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of artists like him exist. You know, like Kim Jong-il, right? Even funny enough, even my mom was telling me a story about how, because you know I'm Indian, right? I'm South Indian, so but she was raised in New Delhi, and she was telling me about how one of her teachers, when she was a kid, I think he was an art teacher. I don't know what type of teacher he was, but he would literally just do drawings with chalk. And the way my mom described it literally makes it sound to me like he was just a draftsman, like just someone who's just a stellar draftsman. And this is back in the fucking like 80s, right? And the thing is, India doesn't really have. Well, a lot of our amazing artists go to America because that's where the money is. So we have a lot of good artists, but we don't have an art culture, right? Not like Japan or not like America. Like we don't really have like a lot of the art in India is based on deities. It's all gods, right? We have some comic books which are pretty decent art, but and I grew up on them, right? Like the Mahabharata and all that stuff. But anyways, I'm getting completely off track. But the point is, we don't really have draftsmen, from what I can tell, right? Not in the way that it's been standardized as an education, like in regards to concept art, right? But this teacher could apparently, according to my mom, like the way she describes it is like you could just tell him what to draw and he would just draw it, right? And she's like, they'd be like, oh, draw a kid swinging on a swing set, somebody's pushing him, and he just use the entire chalkboard and he'd create a scenery, like an entire fucking giant scenery. So I'm like, okay, this guy was just another Kim Jong-il type person, in the sense that he must have been a stellar draftsman. Because even if my mom was a kid, when somebody says, wow, he drew it exactly like what it was, what that means is this is someone who drew representational art very well, which means someone who understood form and shapes and manipulated shapes very well, right? That's the way I interpreted her story. So yeah, like these type of people exist everywhere. A lot of them go unnoticed. It's like the whole, there's a fucking kid in Africa with a 1 billion IQ, but you know, he's just born, this child, he or she is just born somewhere where the means to cultivate that doesn't exist, right? There's it's the whole Albert Einstein quote. There's a genius in everyone. Everyone has to be good at something, and everyone can work towards becoming excellent in something, right? Mastery is a different thing, right? I think yeah, I think mastery perhaps is something that's quote unquote maybe a bit closed off to a small subset of individuals. But even then, I do believe that small subset of individuals can become excellent. I think excellence just requires intentional repetitions and love of learning, right? Love of making that effort, like the effort I'm making right now. These are all shit lines, these are all errors, but I'm just enjoying the process. Right? That's me enjoying the process. That's part of it. And these are all errors. Like you see how bad these lines are, but this is what will teach my mind and my body and where to focus my concentration. Because focus is the most important thing, of course. Why is my voice getting more nasally? I don't know. But yeah, I hope you're having fun focusing as well, right? If you have me on mute, wonderful. That's probably helping your focus more. Keep me on the background, give me retention. That should be my tagline. I shouldn't have chosen watch me become great so early on. Should have been keep me on the background, give me retention, please give me money. Any other beggings should have been it. But anyways, I'm going to rest my brain. I encourage you to do as well. Right, how much time? 35 minutes. Very good. Oh, my neck, bro. I think I somehow sprained my neck yesterday. It's all the caffeine. I'm genuinely trying to make an effort to quit caffeine now because that shit's fucking my body up. I have a hypersensitivity to that shit. But I'm also a stimulant junkie. I love that hit, man. I'm like, ooh, baby, let's go. And then I crash. Okay. Let's see. I want to fill this with something. Maybe I will fill it with a cone. Wow, okay, that's not bad. So now I can focus on contours here as well. Wonderful. Damn, I probably won't even be able to fill out this entire page even with the second hour that I've spent on this. So probably in my spare time, I'm just gonna do some more line work on this, right? But we'll see. We'll see if I'll record it or not. I do want to be as transparent as possible when it comes to my recording, or my practice, sorry. That is one of my main things, right? Okay, that was an error. So we can rectify that here. See, that was a bit better. Okay, and that was a bit worse. That was okay. That could have been better. Okay, these I think I'm getting them. But you see, like, it's better when it's smaller, right? What does that mean? That means I have a hard time visualizing larger ellipses. So that's something that needs to be practiced, of course. Right? This size, I clearly have trouble with that. So maybe I'll just do more cylindrical objects. Because again, if I have trouble with it, then I must not shy away from it. So I think it's getting slightly better. Oh, but I haven't drawn my line like this way yet. Ah, there you go. There's the real trouble. Look at that shitty line. Need to focus a bit more. Yo, focus needs more focus. Oh yeah, I definitely have trouble drawing lines in that angle. Oof, that's so beautiful. So let's try to see this. It's not as if like this angle is completely necessary, because when am I really going to be drawing down like this? Not often, but it's just another way to improve penmanship, right? Line quality. That's all that I really care about right now. That and just focusing on form, right? So let's make a huge one. This way we can even take up more fucking space. Jesus, this page is bending. Okay, that was a really bad ellipse, Jesus. But there you go. Could have been much wider in terms of the degree. Yeah, this is not a good cylinder. Could have been much wider. Funny enough, we can actually do that right now. There you go. And this can just be another contour. Ta-da! See? Not bad. It's all about frauding. Yeah, doing my best to visualize the entire thing. There's this quote that I saw from the ArtWad Instagram, and they do like little quotes here and there sometimes, right? And one that really resonated with me was, art is a conversation between your hand and your mind, right? We just have to learn to listen, which is a nice profound way of saying that what you think and what you act on, make sure you're very particular and focused when doing it. But I like it. I like it. It adds a nice little bit of I guess, poetry to the learning process. Okay, this isn't bad. I'm learning to really visualize, which is the most helpful part. Lines, of course, will always need work. That's a given. But yeah, getting better with form. Contour and form indication. That's really all I need to focus on right now. Sometimes when I take a step back and see how far I've come with my understanding of form and what I'm able to do, honestly, it's a few moments where I feel, because I'm always feeling satisfied but hungry for more, right? But pride in my work, I don't really feel often, because again, if you're always relatively satisfied but you're not really taking time to appreciate what you've come to learn, right? Because the thing is, I guess that's the negative of having a very discerning eye, and I have a pretty discerning eye. But the one negative, I think, is just you don't get to really appreciate how far you've come. You know, even now when I look at my old artwork, I'm like, was I better then? Right? Can't really tell. But then I actually look at it, I'm like, no, like I can do so many more complicated things with form now. So, definite improvement for sure. I guess I'm a bit obsessed with getting better, but not in an unhealthy way, I guess. I know how to get better. I know the work I need to do to get better, and I'm just almost like, the thing is, I'm impatient in the sense that I just wish I had more time of the day. I wish I could dedicate my life to art, but with the life I have now, I can't, because this channel isn't doing anything for me monetarily, and of course money matters, and chasing money is good. You want to having the skill to get and make money is very good, right? So obviously I want to focus on that as well, but I have to focus on my career. So difficult, right? I don't have the liberty of art students to just draw, and art students don't have the liberty of having my mindset. Unfortunately, a lot of them very judgmental of their own work. Meanwhile, I don't even judge it. I don't even care. I'm like, okay, moving on to the next. What I'm trying to say is I'm better. Well, definitely mindset wise, I think I can objectively say I've gotten better than most, right? Most people don't seem to enjoy learning, and it's because they expect too much. The only thing I expect nowadays is failure and effort, which is all this has been, just failures and effort. And that's what it should be, to be honest. That's all art should be. That's all any endeavor should be, failures and effort. We unfortunately don't reward that. That's why it has to be intrinsically rewarded. Only you can tell yourself good job. Nobody else. See, since I struggle with starting the contour here, I need to visualize and then make that effort. And that was a really bad line, which is wonderful. But yeah, I fucking love drawing. I fucking love drawing so much. Antonio's right. Antonio from Artwad, link in description. I gotta start shilling their stuff as well. I mean, they're good, so I don't really care if I shill it or not. Because at the end of the day, I'll probably be shilling. Fuck, that was a really bad line. But at the end of the day, I'll probably be shilling Raid Shadow Legends as well. Hopefully NordVPN as well. That'd be nice. Got the How to Train Your Dragon song stuck in my head because I recently watched the live action, which I've already talked about. Great movie. Very, very, very good adaptation. Disney could learn something. They could either learn to never fucking do it again, or they could actually learn to make it good. Jesus, animation is a superior medium. Okay? At least if the original fucking thing was animated, just don't do it. Okay? Just don't do it. I'm obviously of the opinion that everything should be animated, or most things. You know, but obviously live action is incredible in its own right, and there's only thing live action can do, but come on. If it's already been animated and it was an intention, the intention was that it should stay animated, why are you messing with that? It must be because they're gay. Okay, that's a pretty shit line. I really struggle with this. This is good. Yeah, guys, just focus on the effort you're making, right? And yeah, you're completely allowed to feel like, am I making enough effort? But if you can tell yourself you tried, and you tried as much as you could consistently, that's all that matters. To be honest, that's growth mindset, right? Just focusing on the effort, and that's all that matters. Because the progress and the results will come. But obviously, focus your effort on the right things. there are right things to focus on. I'll be very stubborn on that. You know, you can't just fucking draw the same shit over and over and over and over in terms of whatever, like just copying art, right? Or just your own OCs. But fundamentals. What else can I say? But fundamentals, form, perspective, right? And manipulating them. It really does seem to be the way. I mean, it's fucking clear Kim Jong-il obviously had it figured out, right? Many before him did as well. The past 100 years has been incredible for learning about art and perspective and representation, thanks to animation, actually, representational drawing. But either way, I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do as well. I shouldn't giggle. I should laugh sternly. There you go, that's better. Yeah, this is the Sigma Mill Grind Set art podcast, or art channel, right? We only speak positively, we never doubt ourselves, and we work. Simmy, gimme fat, twerk. How much time has passed? Oh, 48 minutes, Jesus. Okay. I can probably fill out a couple things here, right? I mean, I'll just draw a giant fucking box. Like so. Yeah, this way it actually just takes up the entire page. And it'll make it obviously converge drastically. Do I even need to make it converge? No, I don't. But yeah, damn. I'm really happy, actually. I've managed to consistently practice holding my pen lighter, looser, right? So I don't really have pain anymore when I draw. And I've managed to consistently have thinner, clearer lines, even with the new ink pen. So that is dual progress. Wonderful. Not as prolific as Dua Lipa, but still something to be proud of. I hope all these random references get me traction. He said the thing, he mentioned, what is it? The generational, what the fuck, pop culture? Yeah. Oh my god, I also like Dua Lipa. I don't know who that is. I think she's a singer, right? Oh, oh, I underestimated it. You see? That's a large ass box. But this is the beauty, because I'm already doing contour lines. Just do this. That ended up diverging a bit, actually. Hope I'm not murmuring too much. That ended up diverging a bit, actually. There you go, that's better. Now I have a plan for this, which is practicing spaced contours while maintaining the perspective. Very difficult. Thinking about line as well, right? Because I have to maintain the perspective on all ends. Really good perspective practice, although I fucked up this end. Yeah, this basically, I guess, honestly, you could literally just say this is a cheese grater texture, right? There you go. And then maybe I could do something like, I don't know. Still obviously trying my best to focus on the lines, but now we're making it more interesting because we're thinking about even spacing as well as the perspective that it resides in. Right? So that's pretty fun. And then this is the thing, because this is also going to teach me patience, right? Because this type of rendering and form indication requires a lot of patience. Which is why I'm doing it, because as patient as I'd like to think I am when it comes to art, something like this makes me feel a bit antsy. Which means it makes me feel uncomfortable, which means I need to pursue it. Right? That's the way I'm trying to think about it. Okay, so I've already misaligned these. That's okay. I will forgive myself. And of course, there's a lot of misalignment in general. Over here. Not a lot, but minute, but enough. Right? Okay, now here's where for some reason my mind's really struggling with the perspective. So this is where I have to hashtag lock in, as the youngins say. It's so weird that I'm actually that guy now. Like, I'm supposedly old because I was born in the 1900s. 97, guys. That's enough to qualify as the 1900s. Like the fucking 1901 or some shit. I still think I'm in perspective, decently enough. But the lines are losing their rigor. Yeah, see, that's misaligned. I knew it. I knew I misaligned that. So we can fraud this and kind of make it part of that. Okay. No, wait. This is so off. Okay. There you go, there you go. Yeah, you see? Something like that. This one can be a bit longer. There you go. Some general rendering. But that takes too long. The only reason I'm antsy is because it's already been fucking 8 minutes. So perhaps it's best just to practice some lines here. Maybe I'll go overtime. That shouldn't hurt. Let's see. I'm avoiding this line, which means it's difficult. And as you can see, it's fucking definitely is difficult. Look at that shit. Look at the difference. But if I focus enough, it should over time get better. Damn. No, but that's already better, see? Right now, line quality is being worked on, but the stability and consistency is getting better. It's not bad. It's okay. And now we need to go the other way. I'll lift this up a little bit so I can actually see what's going on. Oof, I'm getting fucking mentally tired. Yeah, my eyes are starting to glaze over, Jesus Christ. But you're just drawing lines. Yeah, well, it takes time, man. It takes a lot of energy. Tell that to Kim Jong-il. Just drawing lines, he'd fucking spit in your face and then make kimchi out of it. Only because he was Korean, no other reason. Just like if, I don't know, Donald Trump spat in your face, he'd make an all-American burger. We're nothing more than our race or nationality. Is what the Democrats want you to believe? Cool. Okay, I'm gonna rest my brain, and then I'm gonna finish up the left side. I'm gonna add a bunch more random shit to the top. Try to focus on perspective. But damn, it was good. At least I filled up the page. Not perfectly, but I filled it up. I literally might just use the rest of this page to, actually no, because if you look at the back, see it's already kind of bleeding over. We'll see, we'll see. Is this centered? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna rest my brain. Wunderbar. I only ever say wunderbar because I took grade 10 German and me and my friends skipped vast majority of the classes. I literally think I had 40 skips in that class. It was fucking bad. It was so bad. Just like this line. Okay, so I know that I skip. Lots of skipping happens right around there, right? So that's a pressure sensitivity issue. So I start off with extreme pressure. And then I seem to just lose the pen. So I need to keep it consistent. That is a good step because at least it's consistent. See, almost went back. But then I'm just going to reinforce to myself that it's okay to go back. And we want perfection. Unnecessarily artistic perfection. Oof, this is difficult. I'm curious if any of you practice lines, because they're very, very difficult, especially with a brush pen. Really, really hard. That's why I chose this. It's literally the reason I chose the brush pen as my primary tool of choice, because it's the most difficult and because Kim Jong-il can create god-tier lines from it. So can Peter Han, so can Karl Kapinski, so if they can do it, I can do it. Right. It's telling because even Antonio from Artwad, link in description. Seriously though, click that shit. This is where I'm learning all my fundamentals is Artwad. And a bit of broken draw. I'd say that's like 80% Artwad, 20% broken draw. Really, really good combo. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, even Antonio says brush pen's extremely difficult. Because right now, you have to take in, I'm just practicing thin lines, right? That's so I can have essentially mastery, quote unquote, or excellence over the pen pressure control. After that, there's still this, right? Thin to thick, thick to thin. Even that's not a good example, right? Thin to thick to thin, right? That is another level of pressure control. So there's a million ways you can get better at the brush pen. And that shit makes me excited. Because that means it's at least a decade with this tool. So yeah, all those lines are bad. If you are bad, I am your dad. Danush. Okay, so this is also still off. Okay, how do I want to do this? Should I leave it like this? How much time has passed? 1 hour and 2 minutes. Well, my phone is going to run out of storage at one point. So why don't I just do this? Try to keep perspective in mind. Of course. Try to create super thin lines, right? What about as I say that, create the fucking thickest lines possible? Hey, might as well just make it more difficult. And do this motion, which clearly produces many more subpar lines. Right? Cool. Do it here as well. Jesus, these are such horrible lines, it's amazing. So I know next time I practice lines, it should definitely be in this direction. And of relatively this size. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at this because I would love to actually fill all of this in. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to do that. And again, now we know perspective is completely misaligned here still. Jesus, how do I keep fucking not seeing that? That's a bit better. But, and I should fill this in as well. That's a bit better. Yeah, I would love to fill this in with tiny lines as well. Oh, fuck me. Made that fucking line. But yeah, should I? Yeah, perhaps I should. I guess. Let's just hope my recording doesn't run out of anything. We'll just do 3. Try to make them as fine as possible. Keep spacing in mind. That's very difficult. I definitely got to keep the perspective in mind as I do this. Of course, many errors will be made. And that's the beautiful part. You got to think about it this way, right? If you don't make mistakes, what is the point of doing the thing you're trying to do, right? If you're already perfect, and this might just be a mindset thing in the sense that I do believe there are obviously people out there who don't want to put the work in and just want to be good, but then people like that will exist for everything. They don't care about the craft or the pursuit of the craft, they only care about the outcome, right? That's why I'm glad it takes work, because people who only care about the outcome never get far. Well, let's say you who want to get good at art and you just had the ability, you could just do it, you never made any mistakes. Would there be any point? Would you really be learning anything? That's all I have to put out there. Like, if you're not learning anything, is there any point in even doing the thing? Because really, it's either you practice art and you learn to just love learning, or you're always going to have this little bit of unease, discomfort, and a poor, quote-unquote unoptimal reaction to the discomfort, because you view learning as a painful process rather than a beautiful one. You should be glad you have the ability to learn. You should be glad you have the ability to, your brain has the ability to make corrections, to get better. That's the whole point of living, is learning. Now that I've baited you with some deep philosophical talk, like, subscribe, comment, and please give me money. Well, I'll save that for the end, but as you can see, I really don't have it in me to beg for that shit. And I'm a bit tired. I guess I don't have my usual I'm Viggy personality, right? It's hilarious. On my stream, someone said they don't like the cringe noises I make. And I told them it's not intentional, it's just who I am. And then they gave me money, and everyone clapped. It was incredible. I don't even know how they did it, because I'm not even monetized yet, and there were no super donations set up or anything that sort. So be like them, be a true fan, and find ways to give me money. Actually, link in description. Patreon, Ko-fi. Right? I've actually set up commissions on Ko-fi. So, before you go, like, what is it? The typical auga, right? That fucking thing, that noise, sound effect of shock. At the price, you shouldn't be surprised at all if you know who I am and what I'm about. And also, it's a fair price, to be honest. Only those who can afford it will pay for it, and those who can't won't. Very simple. People buy what they believe something is worth, and I've priced it as something I believe it's worth. Hours of my time, which is precious. You should always value your time. A lot of these have been mistakes because I'm coming to the tail end of my practice. But, okay, I'm done. I've done something. This looks whatever. It's fine. But, alright, cool. Wonderful practice. I think my line work has definitely improved by at least a couple percent over the duration of today. So that is top tier. Wonderful. I hope you had fun drawing as well. Right? Like, subscribe, all that shit. And with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing. And please, Jesus, give me money. Thank you.